Okay, hey, welcome everybody. This is a Share a Beer 333. Say that 10 times.
Three.
333.
Whoa!
Or
Wow!
Trey, or it could be Trey. You know
Or
what
three
I'm
times three times three. 27.
saying? Or it could be 27. Yes. However you want to come about it. Uh, as you can see from the show title, we've come up with some interesting stories today.
Let's see if the viewership spikes here, Joe.
Yeah, yeah. It's So what are you drinking today, Mark?
Well, after last week's, anybody who's watching last week saw I had quite a problem with a beer that had a cork in it. Well, I went down into the basement and I found another beer with a cork in it.
Oh yeah, just just because you got to redeem yourself.
That's right, man. And I think this beer will redeem. I got a bottle of the Sierra Nevada
Ooh,
30th anniversary stout. So
ooh,
this is from 2010. And it's in the basement. It has been in the fridge all the time, but it's been in the basement the whole time. It's a full-size bottle, so at a 750 milliliter, so wine bottle size. I don't know what the ABV is, like 9.5%, something like that.
oh, I was gonna ask you if it was an imperial.
Yeah, it is 9.2%.
Nine point two.
Fritz and Ken's Ale. It's a stout. So, so it was brewed by Ken, uh, the founder of Sierra Nevada, and Fritz Maytag, who founded Anchor Brewing back in
Oh,
back in the day. They were one of the original, two of the old original guys, and they got together and collaborated on this stout. So I don't know. We'll see if I can get the cork out.
yeah. Now, hopefully, we have better cork luck. I think Sierra Nevada puts a little more into their corks.
They hopefully they put like at least 10 cents into their cork, other than
Yeah,
like Trader Joe's would probably put like 2.5 cents into their
yeah,
cork.
and that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were gonna have to start having cork episodes on
Well,
the
hopefully
strength
not, but
of
I do
corks.
have the corkscrew if I have to screw my cork, as it were. All right, so I think we're good. This is coming right out. This
That's
is very
kind of
close.
that's more of a champagne style cork too. That's not the type of cork you drill into.
No, no, it's got the little nut. Well, the other one did until I twisted that off last week, and
That's
it
right.
kind of
Yeah,
broke
that's
off.
right.
So
Yeah.
let's see. Whoa!
Ooh, dude, nice smoke.
Smoke. Yeah. Well, it's a 5-year-old stout. And it was very good when I had it. I bought 3 bottles at the time. I had one back in 2010 and reviewed it on the channel that shall not be named, the one that Google deleted. And then I have one more of these in the basement. So I figured I'd check in on it in 5 years and see what we have. But that's a beautiful looking beer.
Heck yeah, it looks weighty.
Yes, it is. It is very. When I've had it, when it was 6 months old or whatever, it was delicious. Oh, yeah, this has, wow, just a lot of chocolate and dark fruit. Not a lot of coffee, a little bit of coffee, but more chocolate, like molasses. It's got a molasses kind of
Oh,
aroma to it.
yeah.
Oh, wow, it's still delicious. Yeah, you get some dark fruit, some molasses, some smoke in there, some chocolate, and then some coffee. But I mean, it's just a great mix. Um, Very drinkable. Carbonation's still good.
Not a lot of heat in that one, I guess.
No, no,
It's
this is
calmed down, I
very
guess.
smooth, very smooth, and it leaves a nice. Wow, the aroma has a. It's like a almost like a black licorice,
Yeah.
molasses and black
Huh.
licorice on the aroma, and then and a little bit of pepper, and then the taste kind of kicks in with more of the coffee and the dark fruit. Oh man, this would be another beer that go great with a cigar.
Oh yeah, I could just
Oh
imagine.
man, fantastic cigar beer. But yeah, this is a good one. 5 years later. So if anybody else has a Sierra Nevada 30th anniversary stout from 2010,
Yeah.
have
There,
it. That's good
There's
stuff.
going to be a mad rush of those folks to the show here. I have a
Yeah.
feeling, you know.
Boobs beer or big stouts? I don't know.
Yes, yes, boobs, beer, and stouts.
Yes.
That's
Stout boobs or stout beer. What would you rather have?
yeah. What would you rather have?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I don't know.
Well, let's go ahead and I'll send you the link on this story.
Yeah. I mean, I think
This
that's
this is an interesting one. This even has a little nudity in it as well, my friend.
oh no.
Yeah, because
Woohoo. I don't know. I haven't
that's
had much to eat today, and this stout is gonna pack hard. I'm gonna get hit hard with this thing, I think. I'm gonna get hit hard.
so this is Kim Kardashian's boobs weigh the same as 20 pints of beer, and that's the tie-in to this show.
Wow.
Um, apparently, she weighed her Hooters on one of the episodes of darn it, all of a
Was
sudden
it keeping up with the Kardashians?
keeping up with the Kardashians, yeah. And
Oh, geez.
apparently, her Hooters are 11 pounds, which is the equivalent of 20 pints of Guinness.
Hmm. Well, okay, here's the solution. You drink the 20 pints of Guinness, and then you just want to go to sleep, and then you can just sleep on them. You could be like a nice pillow, like a nice memory foam pillow or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Memory foam. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, yeah. Memory.
You won't remember any of it, but
Yeah,
after 20 pints of Guinness.
after 20 pints. Yeah, because one pint of Guinness alone isn't quite gonna be enough, right? Because Guinness is what 4 point something.
Yeah, it's like 4.3 or something like that.
Yeah, so one pint alone. I think you might actually get full before
Hmm.
Guinness starts really hitting you hard.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Wow, okay. I did check into this beer. I was just doing a check-in, and it did it back in the day, I guess. But
so
yeah,
that's your second time drinking that overall?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'd still wouldn't complain about 20 pints of Guinness and Kardashian.
Yeah, so all of a sudden my darn article is messing up here. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. So I guess she's pregnant again.
Okay.
So she was seen at the gynecologist's office, popping her assets onto the scale there in one of the episodes, and so they
Oh,
compared. So they compared what the equivalent of 11 pounds is. So 20 pints of Guinness, 14 adult meerkats,
okay.
three Yorkshire Terriers? How do you say that?
Terriers? Terriers?
Terriers. There you go, man. I'm all messed up. One wee brown dog. This is a UK article.
Okay.
Two newborn babies.
Oh, okay.
733 canaries.
Oh,
uh 48, what is this, ginster pastries? I don't know what ginster
it's
pastries
probably
are.
some British thing. Yeah.
73 packets of Jaffa cakes.
Okay. That's another British thing.
Yeah, and they're showing maybe I should just show this article here. Yeah, that way everyone can see what it is we are talking about here. Let's see.
Oh, that's funny.
It's yeah, so apparently these are Jaffa cakes.
Okay. They
They
look
look
like
they look
moon
good.
pies or
I've never,
something, don't they?
huh?
Don't they look like moon pies or something?
Well, they look a little thinner than a moon. Well,
Okay.
definitely with not all the marshmallow and stuff in them. I mean, a
Yeah.
moon pie. I wonder how many moon pies that would be.
Yeah.
That's what they should have had on there.
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently, people didn't believe she was pregnant, so she took a picture of herself
Okay.
naked to
Oh.
prove that she wasn't. And this is her
Oh, wow.
in the mirror.
Booty and all, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she not afraid to strip down and prove a point. Apparently,
And anything to get some more social media views, I guess.
it
Yeah.
worked. I mean, she made it on this show. I don't know that we've ever talked
No,
about.
this is probably the first show where we talked about Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, and so yeah, there's apparently she's pregnant again and expecting. Let's see, 34-year-old beauty is expecting a boy, her second
Okay.
child with husband Kanye West. So
Huh. All right. Well.
yeah. It says we applaud Kim for this, and she looks incredible in the mirror. Uh,
Oh.
in the mirror shot
Okay.
showing
There's the
her.
baby bump. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then that's her, the raw shot there with the baby bump.
Okay.
So yeah, she's
Wow.
she made it to the share beer. Now she's truly famous.
Yeah. She can retire now.
Yeah, I mean, with all of that, I mean, you could just retire. So
Who needs any more Twitter feed or anything like that? You made share beer.
yeah,
Life
so
is complete.
like now the question I guess is like you were saying, what would you rather have? Would it be the 20 pints of Guinness or uh a set of Kim Kardashian's Hooters?
I don't know. I'm going to go with the Guinness. And the main reason is it's a completely non-committal thing. You have the
Yeah,
Guinness. Guinness doesn't care if you
yeah,
like walk out and say
no,
see you later.
no,
They really don't. I mean, Guinness won't promote you negatively on social media either.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, so it's just much cleaner. It's a much cleaner relationship.
yeah, and I think Guinness is equally the social media star,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh yeah.
Did you see the pictures? I guess this mixes more photography part of the show since Barrick ain't here.
Yeah.
Um, there is pictures. This guy took engagement photos in San Francisco with his burrito.
He took engagement
He took
photos.
engagement photos. It's hilarious, man. You know what I'm saying? That he has the old, them walking on the beach and them under the
He got
bridge.
engaged to his burrito.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if it's a Chipotle burrito, but it looks like one of those type of burritos. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because
Yeah.
it's a pretty good sized burrito, and
Oh
and
man.
it's just him with all they're like at the park laying down doing the glance over at each other.
Oh man.
Yeah, no,
So is the guy that did it? Is he a photographer? And
I,
is he just making fun of
I think it was his buddy that was a
Okay.
photographer, and yeah, they took these pretty decent shots too of
It's like, see, we can make any engagement look good.
yeah. Yeah, he got engaged to his burrito. Now the question becomes, now what's the expiration date on that engagement? Like you've got to get married pretty quick, or the sour cream's gonna
Yeah.
spoil.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you gotta get his fast.
I mean, we're talking hours here. I mean, you've
Yeah.
got to go to the courthouse and get this.
Marriage, consummate the relationship, and then you got to get divorced because there's nothing left.
Now we have, gay marriage, and we have straight marriage, and so what do you call this? What's the label for this? What burrito
Um,
marriage or?
I don't know. Would it be gastro marriage? I don't know. I mean,
What,
do you count? Does burrito is its own category, or is it just food in general?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
That was hilarious. Let me see if I can find that article again because that
That is pretty funny.
it was pretty funny. It
That
was
sounds like a great spoof for somebody who's in the wedding photography or engagement, photography business to do. Just to say, see how good I am. I can't even make an engagement to a burrito look good.
yeah,
After I get done
burrito.
with you, you'll want to marry this burrito.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm just gonna let me see. It was a pedopixel
Okay.
.com article.
which means it's probably a photographer that did it.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Let me go to the screen share here because
For
this
those
is.
of you who don't know, Petapixel's like a total photo geek
Yeah,
site. Yeah,
yeah,
blog, news site, whatever.
it's a total. I'll send you the link here.
Barrick visits there every day, I think, right?
Barrick's he actually was in on the start of the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was one of the first subscribers to
Hmm.
the.
I can imagine.
He huge fan, huge fan. Yeah,
Hmm.
he's let's see here. Yeah, so yeah, this is it. See,
Oh, that's great. And you got the
yeah,
flowers. Look at that. You got the like the little daisies blooming, and
exactly. Yeah.
here we go. He's got the jacket on, kind of cup.
So I guess the photographer, we better give her credit. It was Christina Bravrisky or something.
Krevsky. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. With his
Um,
own one true love, the burrito.
yeah, look at that. They're on the rocks together.
Yeah.
Look at that. He put a bunch of chips around it.
Uh,
Oh no, what is that? Rose petals and
Rose
chips.
petals. Yeah, rose petals and tortilla chips. Burrito.
Look and see they're walking on the beach together.
Yeah. Oh no.
Look at them running along the beach together. Look at that. The hair's flying up in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at that. They're on the steps there. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? Glancing at each other. Look at
Here
that.
we are at the tree.
Around the tree, they all glance around the tree. Look at
Yeah.
that. They're smelling the flower together.
Yeah. Oh, we're having champagne.
Yeah, they're having champagne. I mean, the whole thing is a riot, man.
It is. That is great. Oh, there they are looking over the iconic view. What are they on, like Lombard Street or something in San
Yeah,
Francisco? The
yeah,
real crooked street.
yeah.
Oh, that's
So
great.
it
Oh,
is
that
just
is.
it is just too funny, some actual decent shots. You know what I'm saying? And
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh,
pretty good.
I
Oh,
mean, yeah. I mean,
I like this one against the tree with the sun glare coming in.
uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
popping more champagne. The champagne's actually flying out of the bottle.
Uh-huh. I
So
mean,
pretty.
basically, you just substitute, an actual live woman for the burrito, and you've got
Yeah,
there he is jumping
yeah. He's
the
jumping
giant
and kissing.
Cupid's arrow thing, yeah, and kissing in front of the heart. Oh man.
Look at them. They're making the heart symbol together there. See?
Uh-huh.
Look at he tossed her up in the air. He tossed the brain.
In front of the burrito.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's great. And this guy, and she's probably going to get so much business from this.
oh, are you kidding? It was a fantastic idea.
Well, it's great because this has absolutely nothing to do with beer, but um,
No. Well, there's champagne
yeah,
involved.
there's champagne. Um, and I had a kind of a champagne cork for this beer, but it just shows. I mean, she's got a great sense of humor. I mean, really, if you were getting engaged and you saw this, she would have to be on your short list of photographers to talk to at least. I would.
Right. If she's in your area, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
you're giving her a
saying?
call and say, "I want my engagement to be just like that burrito one."
Yeah, it's you hear about it and it's just another example that for those that are into photography of having fun with photography.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to strum up some business. Like you said,
Oh yeah.
she's that Krista is going to be first on your mind if
Yeah.
you're in the San Francisco area. So that's a good way to make yourself stand out in a crowd of
Hmm.
photographers like San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know,
And I mean, and the tie into beer is that beer brewers do the same thing with like weird names and goofy labels and that type of stuff. It's the same type of thing.
it's the same exact thing actually. You
Oh,
look at you've got breweries. Who's that one English one? They come up with a lot of what is it, Brew Dog or something like
yeah.
that?
Brewdog. Yep. They do a bunch of really bizarre beers with funny names and
Yeah. Well, who was the one we always talk about with the babies? They actually took the babies.
Founders.
Yeah.
Breakfast stout.
Yeah. Brewed with actual babies. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so there's different ways to draw attention to
Mhm.
yourself to make yourself stand out in a crowd.
Yeah.
And and that was that. That's pretty clever.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah. It is a total non-beer story, but it's still something that's kind of comical and
Yeah.
you know you
Oh
have
yeah.
to laugh at. And I think that most people, I guess I can't say all, but most people that do drink beer probably enjoy a damn good burrito.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's
Beer
been
and
plenty of
burritos.
times. There's probably been plenty of times when you were hammered enough where you wish you could just marry the burrito.
Yeah. Much easier.
Between the 20 pints of Guinness and the burrito, what else do you want?
Yeah,
Actually,
really. I mean, yeah, life is pretty much complete.
that's
Maybe
it.
maybe fall asleep on Kardashian, but other than that,
Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? That's the meaning of life right there. If you have, it does look like a Chipotle burrito. I mean, they made it look like that.
uh-huh.
So, what else
Yeah.
do you want? A good bit, other than you might want some carnitas, and
Hmm.
they no longer have carnitas, so there would be something lacking. You might actually cheat on that relationship because you want carnitas so bad.
Yeah. You might have to find somebody that's got some carnitas.
Yeah, you find another burrito, and
I'm
she
sorry,
likes
I've got
to.
to leave you for carnita.
She shows her carnitas all over the place,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oi, oi, oi," right? And so, next thing you know, you're engaged to a taco with carnitas.
Yeah. Okay. You know.
you know,
Hey,
but
that's less expensive than buying your girlfriend a vet. You know.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy a hell of a lot of carnita tacos for the price of one of those Corvettes that you were looking at a few weeks ago,
Oh
Joe.
my God, yes. Oh my God, I have not stopped looking at them damn things either. But yeah, that,
Uh,
that that was a great article. It's just too funny. Of course, me and Mark are into photography, and so that mixes with us pretty good.
hmm.
What I had? Oh yeah, Let me see if I can. This one pulls up. Du-du-du. Let me see if this one will pull up because this one was also interesting. There's something about frozen beer in here.
Oh, it's
Um,
not beer ice cream or anything, is it?
no, I don't think so. It was a maybe it will pop up. Let me see. I think it should be past the.
But yeah, there's what was it? Maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I had that beer ice cream I found. It's a local company here in Atlanta, and they're starting to sell a lot of it, a lot of beer ice cream, which is very cool. They're coming out with all kinds of flavors, and the growler store sells a bunch of it now with their growlers.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, yeah. The guy said that yeah, a lot of people get a growler and they'll get a pint of ice cream, to kind of match the style of the beer that they're getting, like a
Yeah.
stout. They'll get a stout ice cream, and um, they even have an IPA. I haven't tried that yet. An IPA ice cream, which would be really
Really?
interesting. Yeah, I
Now
don't.
that would be interesting to see what it does once it's
Hmm.
frozen.
Yeah.
Th- This here is looks like a New Zealand article, and this cat is standing next to a huge uh, container of frozen beer. Let me see what the. I guess it was an IPA. Yeah, it was a. Let's see. I don't even know how to say these darn
Oh
words.
man.
Omaro or something.
Oh,
Amaru.
Maru. Yeah.
He's an Amara brewing brewer, Jess Wolfgang, right? In collaboration with Kraftwerk Brewery and the New Zealand Pink Boots Society. Uh, Miss Wolfgang has produced a frozen black IPA ale
Huh.
to be featured at the Beervania Festival in Wellington this weekend.
Huh. So
After the
freezing beer.
so it's been after the black IPA, it was a black IPA had been brewed and fermented at Kraftwerk Brewery. Miss Wolfgang decided to have a bit more fun with it. Instead of freezing her beer in a traditional way. I didn't. So this is a thing.
Yeah.
She loaded the 2 fermenting tubs in the car with her snowboarding gear and drove. Oh, so I guess instead of sticking it in a freezer, she went skiing with it apparently
Yeah.
and froze it that way. Uh,
Oh.
the chilled brew. Let's see, because water freezes before alcohol, the chilled brew is drained off the ice that forms in the tank. Uh,
Oh, okay. That's like ice brewed beer. I mean, it's basically the same thing. You know, they freeze it, the water comes off, they drain off the beer from the ice, and then it ups the alcohol.
Does
Wow.
it really? I've never heard of this. So, yeah, with the water drained off, the alcohol concentration in the beer increases. In this case, from about 6% to a 9.5%.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It's basically the same thing that they do with like, like Bud Ice and that type of stuff. They freeze it. That's how they up the alcohol. But this is probably a much tastier ice beer. It's an ice IPA.
So it's a black IPA.
Yeah.
So what does that taste like though? It's got to be
I
kind
don't.
of
I would
watery.
imagine when you freeze the water, when you take the water out, it's probably it probably gets a little creamier.
You
You
think it
know,
gets creamier or flat?
I
I mean,
bet it's probably a little creamier. I was drinking like Bud Ice last night, because I just wanted to pound like a 12 pack, and I noticed the no. But I think when you take the water out, it ups the alcohol, and the beer becomes probably just a little thicker because
wow.
there's less volume. She said in there like it was 80 liters, and then they froze it and they drained off 30 liters. So they drained off like 30% of the liquid, which would
Yeah.
mean that the alcohol would go up because there's um, less liquid for it to be diluted in.
Wow.
That's
That
cool.
that is something that's doing something different with beer right there.
Mm-hmm.
That is different.
Yeah.
Maybe they are doing so. I was thinking, about Colorado immediately comes to mind. Maybe they do something like that in Colorado.
Let's see.
Uh,
Drained off.
I
Yeah.
gotta admit, I've never heard of this before.
Oh, okay. She's gonna call it black ice.
Black
Okay, instead
ice.
of ice brewed beer, yeah, black ice. Something quite technical, something quite different and unique. Okay.
I would definitely be. I would definitely try it.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
that's for sure.
I'm sure it's probably pretty tasty.
I would definitely try it. I wish they spoke more about how it actually tastes.
I'm when is it? Okay, yeah, the 11th of August. So it starts next week. I could probably get on a plane and get down there in time for the thing. Although it'd be like $2,000 to try a beer, so I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that
But
would
I
be
do have my
like.
passport, so I could like get on a plane
Now
and be down there.
think about something. Think about what you would look like on Untapped if
Mm-hmm.
you know
Oh yeah, I'd get a couple comments at least.
you'd get a few comments. I mean, you would be pretty much the man there on
I paid $2,000 to fly to New Zealand on last minute to try this ice beer. Unfortunately, the comments on Untapped wouldn't pay for the plane ticket, so I still
yeah.
got $2,000. That's cool though. That's a neat idea.
Yeah, it's very I actually like I say again, I've never even heard or thought of anything about uh freezing actual beer, but that's an interesting way of brewing right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Let's
That's
see.
very cool actually. Very different.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you get that done? I could understand in that scenario because they're out in just a cold ass area where the beer is going to freeze. So how would you get that done? Would you have to have like a walk-in freezer or something?
I don't know.
I would.
I just typed in, and here's an article from 1995. It's on the Straight Dope. It says, "What's the deal with ice beer?" uh, I think like the big brewers, like Coors and Bud and that type of thing.
Yeah.
They once they get the beer, once it's done, they run it through. It's almost like a a still, where you got
Okay.
the spiral tube, and they chill it, and then the ice freezes basically, and what comes out is the alcohol version. So the
Okay.
water freezes out, and what comes through is more concentrated. So I think that's how they do it. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's an interesting way to up the alcohol content, because you just take away the water, because the alcohol doesn't freeze as fast.
Sure.
30, but it might be one of the first ice brewed craft beers. I mean, there's a lot of ice brewed craft beers. Yeah. Eisbock. Okay. So there's an actual style. I just went to Wikipedia and typed in ice beer. There's an actual style. It's called Eisbock in Germany. It's a German. Think of figure the Germans would come up with this.
Oh yeah.
Brewing a strong, dark lager, then freezing the beer and removing the ice. This would concentrate the aroma and taste and raise the alcohol.
So as you're freezing the beer, you have to remove the ice.
Mm-hmm.
So
you freeze it. You put it at, like, I don't know, whatever, probably 30 degrees, 25 degrees, right above the cold enough to freeze water, but not cold enough to freeze the alcohol.
The actual beer, right?
Yeah. So the water freezes, and it goes to probably the bottom, because alcohol floats on water. Yeah. So the ice is on the bottom probably. So it freezes on the bottom, and then you pour off what's left and use that.
Wow.
They were said Eisbock was introduced to Canada in 1989 by the microbrewery Niagara Falls Brewing. So they started with a strong lager. It is about 6%, then used traditional German method of freezing and removing ice. So it got the ABV up to 8%. And then Molson claimed to have made the first ice beer in North America when it introduced it in Canadian Ice in April 1993.
So that's where all that ice even comes from. I really have to admit, that's my ignorance on that. I had no.
Yeah, so that came out like 1993. Molson Labatt's came out. So everybody's like arguing who did ice beer first, but in Molson Ice House Brown. Remember Ice House? Oh, they still have it. Ice House beer, and sold it nationwide. Bud Ice in 1994. So Anheuser-Busch came out with it, in 1994, and it remains one of the country's top-selling ice beers. Huh. Okay. So basically, you just freeze the beer, freeze it. The water in the beer freezes, and then you drain off what's left, and that's your beer.
Wow, there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, right?
Yes, there is.
That's
and probably why they do it to make higher alcohol content beer is it's from the macro level. I bet it's probably cheaper to just brew your regular recipe and freeze it and drain off the water to up the ABV than it is to add more dry ingredients, malt and stuff.
Yeah. It's
probably less expensive to bump up the alcohol by freezing it after you brew it with a regular recipe. I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Huh. That is interesting. I don't know why we've never talked about that before.
I don't know. Maybe we should do an ice beer. It says natural ice. Anheuser-Busch does natural ice, so.
Yeah.
And it says it's only 6%, 5.9. It is the #1 selling ice beer brand in the U.S. Its low price, here it is, makes it very popular on college campuses. You get a bunch of college kids that want to get hammered. They just buy natural ice. A 30-pack for like $10.99.
Isn't that natty ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh.
Natty ice.
Oh. Yeah. That's yeah, they can have that. If it were on the more prevalent on the craft side, maybe I guess I would
Yeah.
I
Man, I
don't.
missed out. When I was in college, we didn't have ice beers. We just had Scotch by Safeway generic beer.
Oh dear God, yes. It just very. See, now I wasn't in college, but that was my service days,
Oh yeah, same
and
thing.
we
Yeah.
would go through. Actually, we would go to the distributors and get breakage, and
Oh, okay. That's a little
whatever
different.
they had in breakage is what we drank.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, you got sometimes you could score the good stuff, which at the time was Corona. I don't think
Hmm.
Corona had been in the States too long at
Yep.
that time, so it was like looked at as a good beer. And yeah, if you were lucky, you got Corona as breakage.
Yep.
But a lot of times it was yeah, just the bad of the bad. Like it was like I think I was in upstate New York, so it was Ed Koch's beer, and
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
No, we used to have out in Colorado. We had uh, well, that Scotch by was it Scotch by? Yeah, which was Safeway's generic beer brand. It was literally like a white can with a little image of a Scottish guy in green on the front, and that was
Oh
it.
my God.
And that, and we had Falstaff beer, which was actually brewed in Phoenix at the time.
Oh wow.
And Rainier was big. We drank a lot of
Yeah,
Rainier,
Rainier. Yeah, I remember that.
and then Coors, but that was kind of pricey. Even though we were in the home state of Coors, that was pricier than some of that other stuff.
Coors in those days was looked at a little differently, right?
Yeah,
They
it was
were
kind
they
of a
were
cult. It was kind of
they
a
were
cult.
smaller, and
Mhm.
a lot of momentum was growing then, and so
Yeah, yeah, that was
yeah,
a,
Coors was looked at a lot differently than it is now.
yeah, yeah. It was a little bit of a cult beer.
It's still kind of considered like not that bad, really. Like
Yeah, it's
the
it's a
actual
little
banquet
step
beer.
above the other stuff.
Yeah,
So it's like probably a step above like Bud and Miller and that type of stuff. So
yeah, yeah. It is actually looked at like a little better. Like the original Coors is out of those big macros,
hmm
and then you've got the Pabst, right? Is always looked at a little differently.
hmm
What's there's another one too that's looked at just a little different.
Uh,
Michelob is Michelob looked at differently?
yeah, I think so. I mean, it's probably on the same level as Coors.
Michelob is that the no, that's not the champagne of beers, is it?
No, that's Miller.
That's Miller.
Yeah, Miller is the champagne of beers.
What was Michelob's thing? I remember Michelob had a
Uh,
thing.
no, that's Lowenbrow. And tonight is kind of special. The beer will pour.
I,
Must be
you know,
something more somehow. It's got to be Lowenbrow.
now that I think about it, I haven't seen a Michelob ad in a long time. I don't think.
No, they still have. I mean, they still have 3 or 4 different beers. They've got it. They have like a dark beer and regular
Yeah,
Michelob and Michelob Light,
the
Michelob
Amberbach.
Ultra. I mean, that's their biggest seller right now is Ultra, Michelob Ultra. The
Oh yeah, yeah. No, now that you mention it, when you do see an ad, I think it's Michelob Ultra.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what all the chicks drink. I think is Michelob Ultra.
And now that you mention that, when I was in the bar Sunday, uh, they were going over all those type of beers. I think there's a something 54,
Oh, is that Miller? Miller 54 or 64 or something like that.
64,
Yeah, it's like the
54.
all only 50 calories a can or something like
Yeah, yeah.
that. Yeah,
It's literally 54 calories a can or something. Yeah.
yeah.
And then they had Michelob Ultra, and there was one more that they had. I was
Yeah,
kind of half paying attention, half not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh, did they have specials on those beers or something?
No, they were. She came in and they were on a diet, and they were trying to figure out what
Oh, okay.
was the best beer or wine to have. She actually ended up having a glass of, I forget what kind of wine, because they were googling the hell out of it, and they were having the bartender show them these different beers,
Oh, okay.
and
I
they
say just get an imperial stout and enjoy it.
I,
The,
I, I mean, what's the difference? You're already having alcohol. It's sugar. I mean, so
Mhm.
it's what's the difference,
Now,
right?
did they get any food to go with their beer?
And actually, yes,
See, there
that's
you
what
go.
I mean. It was
They
crushed,
probably
but
got nachos or something. I mean,
what do you call those? Doggone it. Uh, Calamari actually is what I think they got.
They got deep fried calamari to go with calorie beer. Okay,
Yes.
that's like one step forward and 8 steps back.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're gonna do that, just get whatever you want, call it a splurge day, and get back on that bus the next morning.
yes, it's like going to McDonald's, getting the number four, right? The double quarter pounder meal, extra sized, upsized,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
and then getting the Diet Coke,
yeah.
you know?
Oh, the joke in school, we'd go out drinking and we'd go by go by Taco Bell or something on the way home. And Pam and her sister would be like, well, they're like, what do you want? We're like, we'll get a burrito supreme, that's a lot of calories. We'll get a burrito supreme, a couple soft tacos, and a medium diet. I'm like, what the, at that point, what does it matter?
Yeah, you're already, you're already there.
So
Yeah.
you put back, Long Island iced teas, gin and tonics, beer, wine, whatever, and then you go to Taco Bell and you get yourself a 600-calorie burrito and a 500-calorie taco. Oh, but I want to hold the calories on the pop.
Yes. Yes. Or water. Let me get a water. Yeah.
Water. I gotta watch. I'm watching my figure. I want water.
That's what amuses me when I was going. I haven't been at Chipotle since they got rid of the carnitas. Quite frankly,
It's been like over a year. They're
I,
really.
I have not been since they got rid of the carnitas. I'm serious.
That
But
was their best meat. Was the
I
carnitas.
thought for me personally, yeah. But in any case, I'd see people and they really thought it was healthier, and I'm like, dear God, this is damn near 1,000 calories here, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're getting a water,
Yeah.
right? and they think they're doing something, getting a bowl. Let me get that in a bowl. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Avoid that tortilla. That tortilla is just gonna put you way over the top. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh yeah. So it is funny, but yeah, you got all of a large, a Big Mac, medium fries, and a diet.
Yeah. Yeah. Screw
if
it,
you're gonna
man.
do it, if they're eating fried calamari, they should just get, what they normally get would be what? What would those women have gotten? Probably like a Chardonnay or a.
I forget. Like I said, I was kind of half paying attention and half not. Just enough to know a little bit about what they were saying and actually nothing about what they were saying.
Yeah.
But I do remember that the one gal actually just ended up getting a glass of some wine. She had deducted that was the best choice for taste and for
okay.
everything else was this
Mm-hmm.
glass of wine, and then she ended up having several. So what the because I think she had 4 glasses. Yeah, I think she.
Wow.
So
Good thing she had the calamari.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 2 fingers out too, not just the pinky. It was a 2 finger out
wow.
type situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that type of situation. Yeah, it was. She was going a 2 finger on that wine glass
So
there.
what beer did you have there?
When I go there, end up having Miller Lite because it's $3 for 22-ounce pour.
Okay, so you get a big pour for $3.
Yeah. I am guilty of falling into that racket. So when you see me on Untapped, logging
Miller Lite.
Yes, I am at my regular little establishment there, crushing Miller Lights. Yeah. He tells me when I walk in, so what are you having today? I go, I'm going to mix it up, man. He goes, Miller Lite? Yeah, I better mix it up. Left-hand today. We're going left-hand today.
So I think next time you go in, do they have any craft beer?
Very limited, actually.
Okay, you got to go the exact opposite of Miller Lite and just
throw
them.
It's funny because we had this conversation, me and that bartender, and he was disappointed because they are changing a lot. They used to be more Italian-ish, Italian influenced, and they're literally just turning into. He says we're literally knocking everything out and selling what sells. You know what I'm saying? He
Huh.
says we're not. Their their beer selection has gone down. I mean, they're literally just going to carry stuff that sells. There's
Mhm.
they're in this area right here is saturated
Oh,
uh
okay.
with different bars and Buffalo Wild Wings and Hooters and
Okay.
all these
Yeah.
different places. And the reality is, man, there's a couple of decent little pubs that will sell you some decent craft beers, but
Mhm.
they get much smaller crowds. And this place is one of those places that in the off season of football will have slightly smaller crowds on a Sunday, and that's why I go there on a Sunday
Mhm.
afternoon.
Yeah.
But on during the season, sweet God, I mean you know they've got 250 TVs in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they basically sell burgers and wings. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the way everything is going. Like people just want, in this country at least. I know in some countries they like big bowls of snails, but
Mhm.
in this country we tend to like our over salted uh, wings and
Mhm.
burgers, big juicy dripping freaking all
With
over
a
the place
big icy
burgers.
cold mug of Bud or Miller or something.
Miller Light.
Yeah. For $3.
For $3 for 22 ounces. Yes, yes, it's dude, and I swear to God, I'll crush them damn things. I man,
Oh, well, there's not a lot. I mean, Miller Lite, it's definitely drinkable. I mean, and
yeah,
if it's served cold, and you just out to have a few beers, why not?
yeah, it's just one of those. There's another guy that I regularly see in there as well. He's just another customer,
Mm-hmm.
and we always talk about that because we're like, yeah, this is the only place I'm drinking this. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy it necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
I just when I come here, it's $3, 22 ounces. Hello,
Yeah.
you know
They
what I'm
probably
saying?
go through a ton of kegs of that stuff, especially during football season. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, which is coming up. I mean, they're already doing preseason, so
It's funny too because all the lights they sell. I think Bud Light is their number one seller, and Miller
okay.
Light and Ultra. They have a lot of Michelob Ultra they sell on
Do
tap.
they do Coors Light?
Yeah, they do Coors Light. Uh, he was naming off all the stuff that just sells, like, and it's a
Yeah.
shame too because I used to like to get some of their pastas,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, they're just not selling them anymore. They're like,
They're just going down to like straight bar food and
yeah, straight, just
wings and burgers and fries and beer,
yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
just whatever. And I told them, well, I can't blame you, man. I mean, you got to go with the business.
Yeah.
You got to go. You're in business, and
Yeah.
if this is what's selling, concentrate it down to that. Because all the other stuff's just costing you money.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it'd be
So,
nice to
it,
offer it, but if it costs you money at the end of the day, you can't do that forever.
yeah, you won't be in business. So
Yeah, it's not
uh,
it's not a nonprofit. You got to make money at the end of the day.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So it's you go with it's why even craft brewers like our friend Zach
mm-hmm.
have little niche beers that they like to brew
Mm-hmm.
for a limited time because if you were to brew that and have it on tap all the time, it might start costing you some cash.
Yeah.
you
Yep.
know but in
Yep.
small doses, people will buy that beer and
Yeah.
then
The reality is, I mean, people, even people that like craft beer, the majority of the beer that they drink is probably more of a straight up style.
yeah,
When you start to get into the specialty imperial stuff, I mean, there's going to be people that try it, but you're not going to sell that day in and day out year round
yeah,
and make a living doing it, probably.
yeah. You're going to sell your more popular styles, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to sell probably probably two or three different IPAs, version of an IPA. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to sell at least one version of a stout,
Mm-hmm.
and possibly eventually get into a brown or an amber,
Mm-hmm.
and then a wheat beer. You're going to sell the hell out of any sort of wheat beer,
Yeah.
you know, and,
Yeah.
and, and those are the basic
Well, I think
styles you're going to have. in a craft brewery.
Isn't Zach's biggest selling beer that was it the pink peppercorn
Heat
saison?
peppercorn, yeah.
Which is a really it's an easy drinking, flavorful beer, but not over the top. I mean, it's got some good flavor, but it's pretty much a straight up beer with some additional flavor, and nothing crazy though. So I mean, that's that beer like everybody that walks in there could drink probably.
Yeah.
You could serve that to anybody that drinks beer and they would probably like it.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it's his best seller. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's you're gonna, when you're in business, you're gonna go with what sells, even if you're a niche type of establishment. You're gonna still go with what sells first, and then you can get into some of what you would call probably your fun stuff. You
got to find something that pays the bills.
Yeah,
and then you got something you can try out from time to time to kind of keep the beer freaks happy.
Right.
People that will try anything that you can brew up. People will try, but not everybody's going to try it. So
what's going on with photography? Anything coming up this next week?
Probably not a damn thing.
Yeah.
We're going up to visit my parents and brother in a couple weeks, so I'm going to take the cameras up there. Pittsburgh is a great city for photography, so I'm going to try to get out on a morning or an evening and kind of do a photo walk in the city. And there's all the industrial stuff and stuff that is there, with all the bridges and the steel mills and the factories and that type of stuff. There should be some good photography. So if I can take like half a day among the 3 or 4 days that we're going to be there and do some of that, that's my next opportunity to actually do some fun stuff photographically.
I was thinking a little bit about what Zach was doing in some of his shots that we've seen, and I neglected to ask him if the majority of those shots are actually being done now with his new 6D. I wonder if
you mean Simi?
Was that no Zach? Not Zach. Pat.
Oh, Pat. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, he did get the 6D. I don't know. I guess you have to check the.
Because that would make a lot of difference in the framing, some of the framing of those shots.
It would, yeah, because that's a full frame. That's a full frame camera. When did he get the 6D? Was it a couple months ago?
It seems like just a few months ago. But I remember him saying he was really liking it, so that sounds like he's using it a lot.
Okay.
I know you're going to get different stuff. I was just curious because the one where he said he actually put the camera, like he mounted it on a railing or something like that, and he took that one shot of all those collector cars.
Yep. Let me see. I'm going on the Flickr right now. Let's see.
I was trying to picture. Okay, so what camera did he use? Because. And I was thinking, did he use one with an articulating screen? But I think he's using that 6D.
Yes, that one was taken with at least the the metadata that pops up on Flickr says the 6D, and he used his 35 millimeter f2.
Okay.
Lens. So okay.
Nice and wide. And it's just an incredible shot. If any of you guys that watch this show are into, I know there's plenty of us that are into cars, old and slightly newer, exotic cars that cost a lot of freaking money. I mean, we're talking well north of $1 million.
Multiple millions. I'm putting the link to his Desert Motors, which is his Flickr thing.
Yeah, what is it? Desertmotors.com, isn't it? Or desert like hyphens, or what is it?
No, it's just DESERT space motors. But I just put the link in the chat to his Flickr.
Okay.
Thing, and he's got most of the stuff he posts there, and it's just awesome cars. I mean, he's photographing cars that are worth 10 million, 15 million plus.
I mean, A lot. We're talking lots of
It's
money
like
here, folks.
big boy collector cars. Yeah. We're
Big
not talking
boy.
like 1976 Pintos or anything like that. I mean, we're talking
Yeah.
cool stuff.
This is a look at some of his stuff. If you ever pick up a magazine, little known magazine called Auto Week, he's likely to be on the cover of that. Does a lot of shooting for a lot of the magazines. Just some incredible
Yeah,
photography.
that's a great job.
He's from right here in Phoenix as well, and just does a fantastic job. So I do not mind plugging him at all.
No, no,
He doesn't really need it, but
no.
uh, this is what he does for a living.
Yeah,
He
and
just
it's
shoots
gone.
these.
Um, it's become a larger and larger part of his life. The last couple of years, he's really he's developed a style, and he's gotten noticed, and he's doing more and more work for repeat customers. It sounds like so,
Yeah,
which is what you want. I mean, if you're going to make a living doing photography, you got to have a base of work, and looks like he's building it.
yeah, yeah. He just some incredible stuff.
Mhm.
Some of these vehicles you're seeing me just scan through are so much money. It's ridiculous. What's actually funny is some of the cars that you would think might cost a lot of money don't
Mhm.
actually in this collection. They're probably some of the bargains in this collection actually. Uh, so some of those modern kind of exotics,
Yeah.
you know, the Lamborghinis and so forth that are pretty modern right now are the bargains in this
Hmm.
collection because the other older stuff is just
I mean, I'm looking at a picture now. It's called. He says riding shotgun in a $13.2 million 1953 Jaguar C-Type car. So he's like sitting, and it's an English one. So the guy's driving on the right. You know, the driver's on the right,
yeah.
and so he's like zipping down the road in a $13 million car.
And that's what's kind of fun about it is that he talks about going to just regular gas stations with some of these vehicles and people have no idea what they're sitting next to.
Hmm.
You know, people just have no idea that they're right next to an $18 million car,
Yeah.
or they just think of, oh, look at that cute old car.
Yeah.
No, that sucker's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he's shared to us that a lot of these cars are investments actually
Hmm.
for some of these very wealthy people. So
Yeah.
they're investments. They look at them as investments and they trade them as such. They
Yeah.
make money on them. They're like real estate, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I love that shot he has of that $17.6 million 1964 Ferrari.
So sweet.
I should get that. That's the year I was born. If I could buy that, that'd be great.
Yeah, pick that up tomorrow, man. Just
Yeah, just
email the guy and tell him you're interested.
stroke a check and drive really fast before the
Yeah,
check bounces.
that's right. I don't know that you could literally drive that fast, but you could give it a shot.
Check would be smoking before my pen even touched it.
I assume there's some fun verification going on before that.
Oh yeah, probably. Serious stuff. Yeah. Yeah, just I got a PayPal account. Don't worry, I'll pay you for it.
Yeah, we're good.
Just PayPal me.
Just it says trust me on there, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So just
Buyer assurance via PayPal. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, do that claim.
What do they guarantee up to $1,500 on there or something?
That would buy like the mat. They wouldn't even buy the floor mat in one of those cars. Like, I'm sorry, the floor mat's $5,000.
Yes. And all it is a sheet of plastic.
Yeah. But because it's sitting in a $17 million car,
Yes.
it just went from $30 to 5,000. Yeah.
So in any case, that's our good friend Pat, and really good friend of the show. He used to actually come on Share Beer sometimes,
Yeah.
but definitely jumps in on Mark's show when he can from time to time. He is very busy.
Yeah.
But his work is amazing. If
Yeah.
I know a lot of us that you could drink beer and look at these hot cars all
Hmm.
day,
Hmm.
all day. You
This kind
know,
of photography is probably one of the top two or three kinds of photography you'd want to look at while you're drinking beer. I'll leave the other two to your imagination, but it's probably in the top three.
yeah, yeah, it really is. Yeah, it really is. Very, very nice work. And so yeah, that's where I was just wondering. I was like, well, I wonder, what if he was using the
It looks like he's starting to mix that in now. Yeah,
yeah.
60, which is a really nice camera, I guess. Yeah.
Well, it still is, right? I know they're coming up with another version here soon,
Hmm. Yep.
but that original one is pretty good, and if you're not taking a lot of fast action and stuff,
Hmm.
if your shots are a little more calculated, then yeah, it'll work just fine.
Yeah. It's not going to be the camera for sports photography, but for most other stuff and the type of stuff he does, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely perfectly fine.
you can kind of set up the shot and do it. You don't need super fast autofocus. You just need good autofocus and some quality lenses, and you're ready to go.
Just good, sharp, clean autofocus. And
Hmm.
so, what you have the wings going right now, or no wings today?
Actually, I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. Pam was supposed to be home by now, but she's stuck in D.C. She was
Oh,
flying. She went up to Buffalo. She had to do some work up in Buffalo, and I get a text. She goes, "Damn it, I'm stuck in D.C. The plane is delayed like 4 hours, so she'll probably roll in about midnight. So I don't know what I'm going to eat."
oh.
And,
I've been having chicken breasts lately.
mhm.
Been eating a lot of chicken.
Chicken is good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've been eating a lot of just like really plain chicken breast, just salt and pepper,
Hmm.
salt and pepper and a little vinegar, not vinegar, salt and pepper and garlic.
Okay. Yep.
Uh, well, garlic salt, just a little bit of garlic salt, and literally that's it.
Hmm.
Just
Yep. And that's great. Is if you cook it right so it doesn't dry out,
yeah,
chicken breast is great because it's just a good source of protein
yeah.
um, and very tasty. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I'll just cook chicken and a vegetable, and that'll be dinner. Chicken legs or chicken breast or whatever, and
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
some broccoli or spinach, and there's dinner.
I had I can't remember the name of that brewery. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but I actually do think it was one of those kind of contract macros. I think
Okay.
Hanger 24. I had that uh, amber ale from them.
Okay.
Um, it was decent. You know what I'm saying? It was all right, and I had that with a chicken breast the other day.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I've eaten a lot of chicken breast since this
Do,
weekend.
do you get the chicken breast at Costco?
I just bought it at Walmart, just a
Hmm.
big bag of whatever their site. I haven't been to a Costco since I left Albuquerque.
Really?
I
Wow.
honestly I have, and it's weird too because I shopped at Costco
I
a
mean, you
lot.
were there every week.
Yeah, I
So
shopped there a
you haven't
lot.
gone through like withdrawal. You don't get the shakes or
It's
anything.
it's funny because I have been saving tons of money.
Yeah.
Like not a lot of it's intentional, but not necessarily that way. Not
Hmm.
I'm not avoiding Costco,
Yeah.
but I've just for myself. I've been learning how to buy for myself now. I don't
Hmm.
have my photo shoots as often.
Hmm.
I was shooting more when I was there, so I would have foods prepared for whoever came over. You
Yep.
know,
Yep. And
so
it costs money. That's for
I was
sure.
still cooking a lot,
Hmm.
and now heck, I literally can get by with $60 in groceries. You
Yep.
know, I can a big week for me right now. Buying groceries is maybe $100. I mean that's like a big week. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. But you buy a lot of fresh. You try to buy fresh produce and
Yeah.
meats and stuff, and that yeah. I mean, that's not too bad, really.
No, I've been what I consider spoiling myself.
Hmm.
So actually eating frozen chicken breast is kind of a little rare for me right now, or frozen meat in general. If I do eat frozen meat, it's because I bought a huge package at the grocery store,
Yeah.
and I've been going to one. See, here in Phoenix, when I was in Albuquerque, those stores weren't as close to me.
Hmm.
But now I've got freaking Sprouts down the street. I've
Hmm.
got places like it, literally just around well, down the street.
Yep.
So, I can hit them quickly on my way home from work,
Yeah.
and so it works out really good. I've been getting that natural granola
Hmm.
cereal from Sprouts. I kind
Okay.
of been going to Sprouts a lot.
Well, that's a pretty good store. I mean, they're based out of Phoenix. They opened one up here
Or are they
in
based
our
out of here?
yeah, I think they are.
Oh,
They
oh,
opened a store up here um, last fall, and we get there every few weeks, and they've got some good stuff. Their produce seems to be pretty good, and they have a pretty good meat selection too.
yeah.
They do a pretty good job on their meat. So.
I love their meats because they'll package their meats in little packages,
Hmm.
and so I get really good pastrami,
Hmm.
and I'll make my own pastramis here, and then I'll get their gyro meat. So they have gyro meat, so I
Hmm.
can make my own gyro sandwiches here.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's been pretty cool. And then I'll buy really nice fresh chicken or beef there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I've been kind of spoiling myself with that type
Well,
of stuff.
I mean,
So
if you can eat fresh, good quality fresh food as much as possible, that's not a bad thing.
yeah, so
I mean,
it's
that's
you know.
that's better than something out of a box any day.
Yeah, so there hasn't been too much of a need for me to even go to a big warehouse store. I imagine once I get my house that I'll probably be right
Hmm.
back at it. But
Yeah, because then you'll have the room to get some stuff in bulk and that type of stuff, but probably not as much. I mean, just if it's just you, I mean, you don't need to buy 20 pounds of stuff. You can buy
right,
5 or 10 pounds and small freezer, not a big freezer.
yeah, yeah. There's not a lot of need for. I was just thinking to myself a while ago. I'm like, oh, I'm glad my fridge is getting empty. Other because if I buy too much stuff, it'll go bad. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know,
Just buy enough to last you for the week and then
yeah.
restock. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad to be. I'm finally getting adjusted to the single life here a little bit.
Yeah,
So
takes a while, but yeah, I mean it's you'll save a lot of money in the long run probably.
yeah, been saving money like crazy. So that's good, man. Saving money like an animal. Yeah, so that's been good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, buddy. We'll see you later, man. Enjoy whatever you're gonna have for
I
dinner.
don't know what I'm gonna have. I might just have breakfast for dinner. I would just fix myself an omelet and a little bit of bacon or sausage and
They've got this. What do they call it? It's a vanilla macaroon
okay.
granola that I get from Sprouts, and I enjoy it so much. Yeah, I might even have a bowl right now with a banana.
Okay. Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
it's a really good granola, and fairly cheap too. I get my almonds there, but
Mhm. Yep.
sometimes I'll throw some almonds in my cereal.
Yep. Almonds are good. That's like one of my main snack foods during the day. I'll get a little bag of almonds and put it in a little Tupperware thing and just hide it in the drawer in my desk. And then when
Oh,
I
I've
get
been
hungry at 3 o'clock, I'll eat some almonds.
one thing I'll discuss with you really quick, and we'll go just another minute or two. Well, I just started using that Nike Plus app,
Mm.
and
Yeah, I saw you posted that you did that a couple of days ago. You posted something.
yeah.
Now, does it work? It works with the Apple Watch.
Yes, one thing about anything with the health,
Mm-hmm.
you'll notice the Nike stuff is like almost like built into the Apple product. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So
Okay.
it's like kind of built in to your
Okay.
phone and built into the Apple Watch as well.
Okay.
And so and you can see the difference in it. It's really integrated into the almost into the roots of these devices. And so man, it works good. I like it. I don't
Cool.
know why I was waiting so long, but I ordered my first pair of Nikes. I haven't had a Nike product, tennis shoe that is, for God, probably since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so I ordered my first pair of Nike running shoes.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Cool.
There was some girl wearing them, and I was like, "Hey, I like those shoes. Those are kind of cool." I'm not really a shoe guy, but
Hmm.
she was wearing them, and I'm like, "Those are kind of cool. What kind of shoes are those?" You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so she told me. I went ordered them immediately, and so they'll be here in a few days. But
Okay. Yeah. So there's the there's the map. It showed your walk.
I like what I like about their map too is when you can go online and click on it, and it'll
Hmm.
show you the route I took. It'll like go around,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's not just showing you the route just static.
Hmm.
It actually has animation to it, and it'll show you which way I went. You know
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
So right here, the photo just has this green line, but if you went online and clicked on it, it would show this little animated Joe walking around.
Yeah, yeah. I need to do a better job at the Google Plus post I did of
It was
that.
only 97 degrees. Dan, do you have your sweatshirt on?
I know, right? It was early. It was early, right? Yeah, and
Right.
that's what I like. It posts all that information.
And that's just off the phone. I mean, you just sync up from the not from the phone, from your watch, right?
Well, the watch or the phone, yeah, either one.
Hmm.
In that case, I happen to use the phone.
Hmm.
But yeah, if I and what I like about it too is like if I stop to get a drink of water out of the water fountain or something,
Hmm.
it automatically pauses for you. You don't have to like, I don't even have to go to my watch and hit pause. Like it just
It just
pauses.
stops. Yeah.
It sense that you've stopped, and so it pauses. You
Hmm.
can hear it in your headphones. Pause workout, and then when I start going again, resume workout. You know,
Oh, cool.
so it's really cool that way. And then since it is Nike, they've got all these athletes and stars and
Hmm.
artists, and they'll tell you things in your ear. So like, good job. This is so and so from whatever, and this is a good job.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
That's
it does a lot of the same stuff, truthfully, that a lot of the other workout apps do,
Mhm.
but
Now, is the base workout app from Apple? Do they have something that's similar to this or not?
once you get the iPhone, the Apple Watch,
Hmm.
you'll get the workout app. I don't have my phone nearby.
Hmm.
Let me see. But you'll get. Let me see. Um, you'll get this activity app that
Okay.
that you see with the half circles and
Okay. All right.
stuff,
Yep.
and then you'll get um, this workout app, and
Okay.
that's in the. I don't know if you can see it real good with the
Yeah, it's
light,
kind of glare,
but
but yeah.
but that's
Okay.
what it looks like on the phone. Oops, that's cancel and power off and stuff.
No.
But that's what it looks like on the watch. On the phone, it looks a little different. But
Okay.
once you get the Apple Watch, then you'll get those two additional apps, and they work pretty good. I like them, but they're not as good as the third party ones,
Okay.
actually,
All right. So they
truthfully.
work, but they're not as good as say the Nike app
Yeah,
as far as features and that type of thing. Okay.
yeah. But what is nice though is some of the information. I still use them both, so I'll use the Nike and the what you call it, and the workout app from the Apple Watch.
Yeah, because I mean it's all pulling the same information. So you
Yeah,
just start your walk, and both apps are going to record it, and then you can look at them both at the end.
yeah, and they both have a slightly couple of different ways of calculating the
Hmm.
information too.
Okay.
And then each one has its own little extra in there, like its own little nugget that you
Okay.
really wish the other one had. But of course, you have the heart rate stuff that's actually in the Apple Watch, so I like having that information as well.
Hmm.
So far, I really love the hell out of the Apple Watch. It's been,
So I was going to ask, is the heart rate pretty accurate that you can tell?
I don't know. I don't know. It's for me. It's good information. I go by what I've seen other reviewers
Hmm.
actually compare it to other heart rate monitors.
Okay.
And
Yep.
they always there's always one that they say is a little better,
Hmm.
and then the Apple Watch might be like second, or like if they're reviewing five, then the Apple Watch might be second.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah, it's
saying?
probably not as good as like a dedicated heart rate monitor, like a
Yeah.
Polar or a Garmin or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but good enough. I
Right.
mean, yeah, accurate enough for what you're doing. Yeah.
At least you are getting some idea, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, some feedback on
yeah.
what you're doing.
But like I said, the Nike Plus app isn't doing nothing groundbreaking or anything. For me, I like the way that it's processing that information.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't once you set up the app for your particular workouts the way you like to
Mm-hmm.
do them, it's just you hit start and it works. Like my other apps, sometimes they'll crash a time or two before I start. Like this one just boom works every time.
Hmm.
It's just so nice.
That's what you want. You want to be
Yeah.
able to just hit a button and go and not have
Yeah.
to worry about it.
Because when you're ready to hit the trail or start your run, man, you just want to go. And
Yeah.
when something crashes and you're standing there, what feels like 10 minutes,
Yep.
you're just like, this is killing my workout.
So you don't have to take the iPhone with you. You can do everything on the watch, and then when you get back home, you can sync it up with the iPhone.
You could, but you're gonna miss some stuff. So
Oh,
if you
okay.
want GPS,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna get
Okay,
that.
so it uses the phone for the GPS sensor.
Yeah,
Okay. So you
but
need to carry the phone with you.
you could literally go just with the watch. Yeah, you
Okay.
could. I don't want to, because there are people that are like to be minimal.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just go with your watch. Literally, yeah, you could.
Okay.
And you can it'll store what, 2 gigs of music,
Okay.
or 8 gigs. I think it'll store 8 gigs of music,
Okay.
and it will sync to Bluetooth. So you could have a Bluetooth
Mm-hmm.
earphones going with just your watch, and it'll still be tracking your workout. It'll still be tracking, I believe, the heart rate, because the heart rate is built into
Okay.
the watch. So you'll be getting pretty much everything but GPS.
Okay. So yeah, you'll get the pace, the distance, and that type of stuff, but you won't get the full blown GPS like the map at the end of the
Right.
day. Okay.
So if you really need the map, you're going to have your phone with you. If you don't need the map,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a route you do all the time,
Yeah.
uh, you're just more interested in the other information, and you want to be minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the watch would be good for
I'll
you.
have to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I I'm looking for a new phone, and I'm debating whether to go Apple or Android. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're even a little thinking about the watch, depending on what size iPhone 6 you would get,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking a little over $1,000 for both. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It,
Yeah.
it is it is a steep price for
Yeah.
both.
Yeah. When you add the watch in, because the watch
Yeah,
is $300 minimum or something, right? For like the most basic one is like 350.
350 for the 38 millimeter. This is the 42,
Okay. Yeah.
so it's
38
400.
wouldn't look too good on your wrist there, Joe. You need it a little bit
Yeah, a
bigger.
little bit. Yeah, yeah.
38 would probably be fine for me.
You never know. I mean, you can go down to the store and try them
Yeah,
on,
I
but
probably will this weekend. My current phone is 2.5 years old, and the battery just once it gets to 50%, it just goes. The battery's toast, basically.
if you're coming from a Windows, Android world, it's a different world. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So you're gonna have a learning curve for that. But and my watch is very personal to me right now. It's got everything
Hmm.
set to the way I want it, and it is a very personal device. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have it set up the way you want it. You know what I'm saying? But they can definitely go over all that stuff in your local Apple store with you.
Hmm.
And
I may make a visit there in the next couple of weeks and see, because my phone is. It works as long as it's plugged into the charger all the time. Outside of that, I can literally open up my phone and I can watch the battery level go 98, 97, 90. And I can just
oh,
watch it drop. And then when it gets to 50, supposedly there's 50% left, it's done.
that's it.
It
Oh
just
man.
shuts down. And then you plug it. It says it's out of energy, so I plug it back into like the car charger, and
Uh-huh.
3 seconds later the battery shows 55% full. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well,
So,
what's that? Yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's
too
just the
bad.
way it is. Yeah. Oh well.
Okay, man. We're out of here. We'll talk to you next week, man.
Okay. Have a good one, Joe.
Later.
Thanks. See you.